People who were horny enough to sign up for those porn game ads and horny milfs are in your area ads. What happened?
I once tried out one of those porn game ads and I would only stop after a phone number/address/payment was required. I made a fake email and stuff for it. In the end it was just a giant pit of ads, and before I knew it the entire incognito window was filled with "You are the 100.000th visitor. Click here to win your prize, and dear Chrome user, we have detected a virus in your Google Chrome browser. Download this program to remove," and there was no real game, even after trying to click play 10 times.
I used to work tech support for an internet service provider. Had a customer call in once, a woman who was friendly and pleasant. She was having trouble doing anything online. Redirects, and pop-ups to the point IE was crashing. I asked her when the issue began, and she said, well, it was just fine, until yesterday, when someone decided to look at pornography. In the background, I hear a guy say, "I'm sorry, honey." The rest of the call went that way. She was perfectly pleasant to me while I tried to help her, but occasionally raising her voice to point out that they wouldn't have this problem if someone didn't decide to look at pornography, followed by her husband apologizing again. I felt bad for them, but it was hilarious.
Are you over 18? If you saw someone here you know, would you tell anyone? Yes. Do you promise to use safe sex? You've been accepted. Please input your credit card info.
Nothing. Turns out a credit card was needed.
I didn't last 5 minutes.
They aren't exactly the same as the ads you're taking about, but here is a great article from someone who tried out several of those porn game advertisements.
Nothing, the game was actually like Bejeweled with tits on the side, LMAO.
I live in a very small town, so the only local horny milf is my mom. Still had sex though.
My cousin signed up for a "This hot girl wants to message you," and was confused that he couldn't find the message after signing up for their crappy dating site. He must have eventually hit the right ad after some time because he married and divorced a girl from the Philippines that hated his guts.
They weirdly asked for credit card details even though the guys were supposed to be free.
I can't say about internet ads, but back before the internet I signed up for every ad in the back of the girly magazines just to get stuff in my mailbox with more great photos. Worked great, I was getting new jerk-off material for years.
The game was okay, but honestly if you want to play a porn game go the indie route instead. Usually tends to be much better due to being a labor of love rather than preying on your horny wallet.
I wanted to make a porn game, so I played a whole bunch of them over the course of a few weeks to get an idea about what options I had, what was popular, that kind of thing. The ones from ads on porn sites are by far the worst of the lot. Most of them go back to the same handful of porn game sites promising a huge library in exchange for a small monthly subscription, and the games available on those sites are garbage. None of the games that were available in the library were what I would call playable, without spending some kind of additional cash. More like teaser demos, where you get maybe an hour or so of gameplay, usually just enough to see a naked chick or get to the point where you think you're about to. There were a few where you could basically pay $10 to $15 one time and basically unlock the entire game, but by far the majority of them was super MTX heavy. I ended up having 4 games that I would just basically play for about 15 minutes to a half hour a day because I refused to spend any cash on those games, but I still wanted to figure out what they had going on. Every single one of the games was basically a rip-off of a popular mobile game, such as Farmville or Candy Crush. They just throw in some dirty dialogue and some nude, usually anime, girls. Additionally, remember that subscription I mentioned? Well, the one site that I had subscribed to did not allow you to unsubscribe over the internet. You have to write a letter requesting that your subscription be cancelled and mail it in. I did, and a month later I still received a charge on my credit card. I tried calling their support, but was unable to actually talk to someone on the phone. There were tons of warnings around the site and on the phone system telling you not to initiate chargebacks or they would pursue legal action and permanently ban you from their huge network of partners. Having no other options, I charged back the subscription and had the card company issue me a new card. They still try to charge my old card every few months or so. I get a notification from my credit card issuer when they do. So yeah, Stay the beep away from those. If you want to get your rocks off with a porn game, either buy one from Steam, or I think there's a subreddit that's all about porn games. Go there and get some recommendations for good ones. Edit, fix a word.
Turns out I was the hot single in my area.
Fun. I'm still progressing on Fap Titans when I'm home alone.
I managed to download more RAM. It was an awesome experience, I highly recommend it.
I still remember the first time I received an offer of pornographic services via email. The year was 1993. I was absolutely horrified. I wrote them back, expressing my indignation and threatened legal action if they ever sent me something like again. Then when my wife turned away, I spent the next couple of hours trying to figure out where the email came from and what kind of other horrors they might have on offer.
Mommy walked into my room.
I was lucky there were a few males on the side, so my account was for free. You won't believe how many cock-hungry women are out there. You never have to masturbate again.
I met a horny milf in my area.
I got a virus that only lets my type in full caps.
My girlfriend actually signed up for one as a gift for me because she knew I liked games and I liked porn, so what could go wrong? It ended like you might expect, with hundreds of dollars in charges to a Russian website and no porn game.
After applying, I got tons of spam mail.
Blue balls and regret.
Got laid every night.
He fixes the cable.
Hashtag download Beep Wars today.
Try out Beep Wars. Beep with enormous tits and vaginas ready to be beep, and then it's Beep Dungeon Crawler turn-based RPG lol.
A kid who washed dishes for me several years ago started telling us about his girlfriend one day. After about a week, it came out, when he showed us their messages, that she was a chatbot and he was too innocent to have known. Also turns out that even though he was 19, his mother retained and controlled his debit card, and he'd suffered a brain tumor in his early teens and had lasting damage. I'm trying to remember what everyone's name at work for him was, but all I can remember was it wasn't particularly favorable or appropriate, and he answered to it without question. I could only describe it as positive reinforcement though in hindsight, and I like to think it actually worked on him.
This was years ago, 2007, and my first year in college with internet. Nothing happened except my computer got so many viruses it literally quarantined itself and stopped functioning. I had to call campus IT to come fix it. I was so embarrassed and thought I was going to get kicked out of school for looking at porn. They fixed my PC, I didn't get kicked out for that, and everything was cool.
I got butt beeped by a girl with ya know.
I tried to play one of those, this game will make you come in 5 minutes. After minutes of filling beep details on a few different sites, it finally redirected me to a game. And the game had nothing to do with porno or sex.
Got 3 viruses.
As a kid, early teens, I signed up for free porn that required a CC, and of course used my dad's CC thinking he'd never know. It's free, and he of course eventually got a charge on his card for it. Whoops.
Some of them had their own teeth.
There's a great article on Vice about this.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.